So my first year as a life insurance agent, I sold over $500,000 of final expense because I learned how to master the first 30 to 60 seconds. When it came to objections, I knew how to handle every single one. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to be a master at objection handling. It works so well. What I'm about to share with you is that our company has used it with a small team. We've done over $12 million in sales, and it's simply because we've learned how to master the first 30 to 60 seconds of a phone call. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you, number one, the framework that we use, the step-by-step framework that will handle any intro objection. Whether it's I need to think about it, I can't talk right now, call me later, you will learn how to handle this by the end of this video. And secondly, I'm going to give you the exact word for word track that will help you overcome every single intro objection so that you can make more money, you can stop getting hung up on, and you can actually start succeeding as a life insurance agent. I have nothing to sell you. I just want you to win. Let me go ahead and let's jump into the script and the framework on how you can master how to handle objections today. Let's do it. All right, y'all. So as you can see, I'm going to share with you our intro objection script. But before we get started, we have to understand the intro objection looping framework. This framework is very, very important because it'll help you handle any objection comes your way. They tell you, I can't talk right now. They tell you I'm busy. They tell you I don't have time. They tell you that you need to call them later. They tell you that they got it taken care of. Whatever objection you get thrown your way, this framework, if you follow it, will help you overcome and move forward and get more people on the phone and sell more deals. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to understand what the intro objection looping framework is. So when you get your first objection, you're going to take them through loop number one. Loop number one says this: you get an objection. All you do is you acknowledge the objection, and then you ask your next question. Objection number one is typically a smoke screen. So all you do is you acknowledge it, boom. You close your ears, pretend like you never heard it, and you ask your next question. It would sound like this. Ring, ring, hey, and they tell you, I'm busy, I can't talk right now. Okay, yeah, no worries, I totally understand you're busy, and it shows here you listed blank as your beneficiary. That's an example. We're going to dive into this in depth with our script in a second. Now, the second loop is if they give you an objection after loop one, then you're going to take them to loop number two, which is they're going to have another objection. I told you I'm busy. Oh, yeah, I totally understand you're busy, so you're going to acknowledge it. You're going to use what's called a pattern interrupt. This is going to deflect, get them off the objection. So you're going to typically ask, is everything okay? Oh my gosh, what's going on? These are pattern interrupts to take someone in an objection state into a non-objection state. And then you're going to ask a question from your script to move them forward in process. Then if they give you another objection, you're going to take them to loop number three, which is you got another objection. You're going to acknowledge it. You're going to set a fake appointment, which is, I'll show you in a second, and then you're going to go ahead and ask your next question to move the ball forward. Now, here's the key. You want to keep doing objection 4 until you get hung up on. If you just want to make more money right now as a life insurance agent, just get hung up on more. If you want to be a better life insurance agent, just get hung up on more. If you want to get more presentations, have more opportunities to speak to people, get hung up on. Do not be afraid. It's common. Objections are good, but you acknowledge them and you overcome them, and it's by using the script that I want to share with you. So let's go into one of the most common objections that you probably get in your process. When someone says, hey, Miss Betty, they said, I can't talk right now. I'm busy. I don't have time. So here's how to use our framework to overcome I'm busy. I don't have time. Okay, so let's go through loop number one. So you call them, it would sound like this. Ring, ring, hey, Miss Betty, this is just Peter. I'm just getting back to you in regards to the request that you sent in on the internet. It shows here you listed your daughter as the beneficiary. Is that right? Objection one is, hey, I'm busy. Can you call me later? Okay, so all you're going to do is you're going to acknowledge that objection. I totally understand you're busy. I actually got to run here myself. And then you're going to ask the next question, which is, and it shows here you listed your date of birth as 2/15 of 54. Is that correct? So all you do in loop one is acknowledge the objection and then ask the next question on your script, because remember, loop one is we're going to close our ears and we're going to keep pushing through. Then if they give you another objection, such as, is that correct? She says, yeah, that's right, but now is not a good time. So what you're going to do is you're going to acknowledge that objection, which is, I totally understand. I got to run as well, Miss Betty. Pattern interrupt. This gets you off the initial objection and into a different topic, such as, oh my gosh, is everything okay? Are you doing all right? You're going to pattern interrupt. And at this point, she might be like, yeah, I'm just not feeling so well. Then you use that pattern interrupt to get her off the objection. And that's why the pattern interrupt is so important, is because typically people just keep pushing and keep pushing, keep pushing. But with a pattern interrupt, it allows you to help the prospect know that you're human and that you're worried about them. Okay, is everything okay? They're gonna be like, yeah, I just can't talk right now. Okay, gotcha. I'm so glad to hear that you're doing all right. And it shows here that you listed blank. You don't have any coverage in place. Where you look into blank, get back onto the script. So you're trying to confirm as much information as you can, and you want to get back onto the script. So it's really simple. Loop 1, acknowledge, push through. Loop 2 is acknowledge, pattern interrupt, and ask the next question, back on script to keep the ball moving forward. And then loop 3, if they say after that, is like, I really can't talk. I'm busy. I cannot talk. What don't you understand, Peter? Then what you're going to do is you're just going to acknowledge that objection. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It sounds like now's not a good time. Then you're going to set the fake appointment. This is beautiful because it helps the prospect feel like you're listening to them. But here's what you're going to do. So, oh my gosh, what time would be best to get on my schedule so I can help you? Does 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock tonight work best for you? Let the client pick the time. So you're going to acknowledge the objection. You're going to set a fake appointment saying like, well, what time works best for you to get on my schedule? See, what you're not doing is you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, no worries. What time should I call you back? And let the prospect set when you call them back. You don't want to do that. When you're setting an appointment, you want them to come on your schedule because you're trying to help them. Remember, you're helping them, so they should be on your calendar, right? So that's what you do. So let's rock it one more time. What time would be best to get on my schedule so that I can best help you? Does 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock work best for you today? You pause, and then you let your client pick the time. Then she's going to say, let's do 6 o'clock. Okay, perfect. Just so I'm prepared for our appointment at 6 p.m., were you looking to cover your burial expenses, or were you looking to leave something behind for your loved ones? And then you acknowledge it. You say, just so I'm prepared. And then you go back onto your script. And at this point, they're going to be like, no, I can't talk. And then you typically will set that appointment, and then you can hang up. Or if this goes well, then you just keep pushing forward. But you've acknowledged it, you set a fake appointment, and you kept going because you've looped 3 times, which is good. And you want to go into the hang up, but the best thing is that they hang up on you. Guess what you have? You have an appointment that you can follow up with. Okay. When it comes to intros, when it comes to intro objection handling, appointments suck, especially if you're selling life insurance over the phone. People will not pick up most of the time. So that's why you want to be really cognizant of how many appointments that you set over the phone if you're selling life insurance. Now, the second objection I want to go through using the same framework is, I didn't fill that out. Okay, you might get this often, especially if you don't have a good lead source, or you don't know how leads are being generated, or just people maybe filled something out a few weeks ago or a month ago. They might not remember filling it out. That's totally common. So here's how to handle that objection. I didn't fill that out. Okay. Oh, you didn't fill that out? Huh. You didn't fill that out. Acknowledge. Ask the question. I'm a little confused here. It does show here that you listed your daughter as the beneficiary. Is that correct? So when they say that they didn't fill it out, you can see my tonality I'm very confused. I'm a little confused here. Look how my eyes squint. And it shows here you listed your daughter as your beneficiary. Is that correct? In this situation, if you don't have their beneficiary information, all you want to do in this loop 1 is you want to acknowledge and prove to them that you have some of their personal information. This could be their date of birth. This could be the state that they live in. This could be their middle name. This could be their favorite color. Whatever your lead card says, you were trying to prove to them that they filled it out. So it's going to sound like that. I'm a little confused here. It shows here you listed your daughter Samantha as the beneficiary. Is that correct? And they say, no, I didn't fill that out. So then we're going to go to objection loop number 2. I'm still a little confused then. Do you know pattern interrupt, who filled this out by chance? Oh, I don't know. These dang people have been filling out life insurance for the last 12 years. I don't know who's doing it. 12 years? Then you're going to pattern interrupt. You're going to get off the topic. And then once you've disrupted the pattern, then you're back on track where it shows here, it shows here your birthday is 2/15 of 54. Is that correct? At any time they say yes and they agree with you, then you just move into the script. You keep going. But if they object, then you go into loop number 3. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm so sorry. I'm just still like so confused. Set the fake appointment? Well, what time would be best to get on my schedule? I'm just trying to figure this out so I can best help you. Does 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. like later today work best for you? Let the prospect pick the time. I don't know. Let's just do this later in the week. Okay, well, I can get you on my schedule around like 1 o'clock on Friday. Does that work? Sure. Okay, perfect. Just so I'm prepared for our appointment on Friday, we're looking to cover your burial expenses or leave some money behind to your loved ones. And then you continue to loop and you continue to loop and you continue to loop until you get hung up on. Okay, but the big note, sometimes you're not going to make it to loop number 3 if they didn't fill it out, and they generally didn't. But the goal is to try to get your client to first go from, oh, I didn't fill that out, I don't know what you're talking about, to revealing that you have all of their information, like their beneficiary, their daughter's name, their middle name, their favorite color. And they're like, dang, this guy has all my information. He has to know who I am. And then they agree with it and they kind of keep pushing forward. But a lot of times, again, it's a knee-jerk reaction. I didn't fill that out, even though they did it like 2 days ago. They're just not interested. But once you keep pushing forward and you keep looping and you keep pushing forward and having that thick skin, they'll eventually be like, oh, man, yeah, I actually did fill it out. And then you're good to go. So that's how you kind of go through the objection of, I did not fill that out. Now, the third objection is, I think, one of the most hard to overcome, because I don't think a lot of people don't understand how to overcome, I already got it taken care of. Well, here's the word track. Here's how to do it. When someone has got it taken care of, this is typically a good sign. I love when people got life insurance already, because I can typically find them a better policy. I can find them something cheaper. I can find them something with no waiting period. There's a lot of value, especially if they just got it. Life insurance is typically a commodity product. So if you can save less for the same product with the same kind of brand and there's a better benefit, people are going to switch. So what you want to do is you want to try to get the information that will help them understand that you can get them a better policy so that they can switch. So when someone says they got it taken care of, that either actually did get it taken care of and you're going to try to create a policy review, or if they say they got it taken care of but they're just lying to you, then you're going to sniff that out and try to get them a policy. Cool. So those are the two situations that typically are going to be manufactured when someone says, I got it taken care of. Okay. So I already got it taken care of. Acknowledge it. Yeah, I totally understand. It shows here that you did get that taken care of. I'm just a little confused right now. It shows here that your file's flagged. Who did they end up putting you with? Question mark. And in this case, we're trying to see, did they actually get it taken care of, or are they lying to you? I'm not really sure. Acknowledge again. I'm just a little confused here. Pattern interrupt. And how much coverage did you get by chance? Okay, then if they give you no objection, such as I got 20,000, then you're going to go ahead and do a policy review, which is going to get their information, 20,000, how much you're paying, who are you with, and is there a waiting period? Get those 4 common things. And then once you get those 4 common things, you can typically see if you can give them a better policy and give them more value, because who wouldn't want to save money if you want a fixed income to get a better policy review? Or if they say, it's none of your business. I'm not telling you why do you need to know my policy amount? Then you're going to go ahead and keep looping, which is, okay, well, let me see how I can best help you here. I'm just a little confused, and then you're going to ask your next question and you want to get that policy information. So really the goal of question, like when I got it taken care of, is to do a policy review. And if you don't get the information, then you got to keep looping and probing for the information to figure out, do they have a policy or are they lying to you about a policy? So you want to keep looping. Basically, loop number 4 is keep looping. Who did you go with? I'm not sure. Well, what's going on here? And you want to get the data so that you can understand how to help them. So I already got them taken care of. Really is going to be mastered in loop number 1. It's going to sound like this. I totally understand. Shows that you did get that taken care of. I'm just really confused here. Shows that your file's flagged. Who are they putting you with? What do you mean my file's flagged? Yeah, I'm just confused. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. How much coverage did you get by chance? 10,000? Okay, and who did they end up putting you with? Mutual Omaha? Oh, okay. And are you in one of those 2-year waiting periods? You are? Oh my gosh, Miss Betty, would it be helpful if I can get you a policy with no 2-year waiting period? Would that be helpful? Yes. And then you've got someone who had their guard up. I already got it taken care of. I'm good. To now being interested in saving money and getting a better policy. That's how you do They already got it taken care of. Now, the fourth objection is, I am not interested. Stop calling. I'm not interested. Hey, I'm busy. I'm not interested. This is also a very common knee-jerk reaction of someone that filled something out. When they fill out these forms, they're typically emotionally charged, or typically something happened, or they've had a bad experience in the past where maybe they've called people before, they've gotten quotes, and then you finally get to them and they're like, I'm not interested anymore. Well, they're probably not interested because it was too expensive or they had a bad experience. Everyone typically who's on a fixed income that values life insurance is going to want to buy a policy, but there's something that could have got on their way that's preventing them from wanting to move forward. So here's how to handle that. I'm not interested. Objection number 4, I'm not interested. I totally understand that you're not interested. Acknowledge it. Is it more of the prices that you are worried about, or are you just unsure if you can even qualify? At that point, they might say, I'm worried about the prices. Oh, so it sounds like you've been trying to get it, but your price is the biggest concern. If so, move into the script. If they answer, oh man, I've been getting declined, then move into the script. So at every objection loop, if you get the answer and the client no longer has the objection, then you move into the script. But at loop number 2, they might say, if you ask this, is it more of the prices you're worried about, or are you just not sure if you can even qualify? And they say, I told you I'm not interested. I don't need life insurance. Oh, I totally understand. Oh my gosh, is everything okay? What's going on? You pattern interrupt, and then you ask the next question. Oh, I just don't want to talk about this. Oh my gosh, you don't want to talk about it? I understand. It shows here that you do not have any coverage in place. Are you looking to leave something for the family and you get back onto your script, or leave something behind for your loved ones? And then get right into your script and try to get them to overcome that initial concern or fear that they have. Now, if they loop again and tell you they have another objection, I told you I'm not interested. This is not the right time. I'm busy. They typically are going to give you a new objection, which is going to rise, which you're going to follow the same steps, which is you're going to acknowledge the objection. I totally understand. You're going to set the fake appointment, which is, what time will be best to get on my schedule? I know that you're kind of busy, or I know that you're tied up, or I understand that you don't want to do this right now. What's the best time to get on my schedule so I can, help you? Does 6 o'clock or, 8 o'clock work best for you today? Let's do 8. Call me later in the week. Okay, I'll get you on my schedule at 8 o'clock on Friday. That sound good? Yes. And just perfect. Just so I'm prepared for our next time at 8 o'clock, were you looking to cover your burial expenses or leave some money behind to your loved ones? And then you're going to hopefully get off the topic and keep moving forward. If they give you an objection, then you're going to continue to loop until you get hung up on. So if you guys use this simple framework, that's just the framework in action. Step loop 1, loop 2, loop 3, and loop 4. This should help you overcome most objections. And if you guys like these videos, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and please comment the videos that you want to see in your next, on my next post. I'm here to bring you value. I'm here to help you in your journey. And most importantly, if you need anything, please reach out. I hope this helped. Go out there, crush some intro objections together, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.